Welcome to all of you. In this video, we will discuss about the paper of Business Mathematics and Statistics 2008 Punjab University. It is the paper belongs to BCOM I. So first question, यहाँ पर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन मैंने स्किप किया है क्योंकि ये बहुत पुराना पेपर है। सो उस वक्त थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन इसके अंदर पूछा जाता था। सरगोदा यूनिवर्सिटी के पेपर में तो अभी भी पूछा जाता है, लेकिन पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी के पेपर्स के अंदर थ्योरेटिकल क्वेश्चन जो है वो नहीं पूछा जाता। सो सेकंड क्वेश्चन से मैं स्टार्ट ले रहा हूँ। तो फ्रॉम द फॉलोइंग फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फाइंड अरिथमेटिक मीन मोड सेमी इंटरक्वार्टाइल रेंज। तीन चीज़ें हमने मालूम करनी है। अरिथमेटिक मीन इज़ इक्वल्स टू इन ग्रुप डाटा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं कि फ्रीक्वेंसी भी गिवन है और क्लासेस भी गिवन है, तो ये ग्रुप डाटा है। सो अरिथमेटिक मीन का जो फार्मूला है वो है सम ऑफ एफ एक्स डिवाइडेड बाय सम ऑफ एफ। मोड का फार्मूला है एल प्लस एफ एम माइनस एफ वन डिवाइड बाई एफ एम माइनस एफ वन प्लस एफ एम माइनस एफ टू मल्टीप्लाई बाई एच। और सेमी इंटरक्वार्टाइल रेंज क्यू थ्री और क्वार्टाइल थ्री माइनस क्वार्टाइल वन डिवाइड बाई टू। तीन चीज़ें इसके अंदर मेजर ऑफ सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी और डिस्पर्शन के अंदर तीन चीज़ें जो हैं वो पॉइंट आउट कर लें कि सबसे पहली बात तो ये है कि अगर डाटा की क्लास बाउंड्रीज नहीं है तो क्लास बाउंड्रीज निकाल लें। यहाँ पे अपर लिमिट ऑफ फर्स्ट क्लास और लोअर लिमिट ऑफ सेकंड क्लास अगर ये बराबर हैं आपस में तो फिर इट मीन्स कि क्लास बाउंड्रीज निकालने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। लेकिन जैसा कि आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि इनकी लिमिट्स बराबर नहीं है, तो सबसे पहला काम जो हम करते हैं वो क्या करेंगे कि इनकी क्लास बाउंड्रीज लेंगे। मेथड वेरी सिंपल, 130 माइनस 129 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, रिजल्ट इज 0.5। 0.5 लेफ्ट साइड से हम माइनस करेंगे और राइट साइड के ऊपर हम ऐड कर देंगे, तो ये क्लास बाउंड्रीज आ जाएंगी। दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ क्लास मार्क। क्लास मार्क इज ऑलवेज डिनोटेड बाय एक्स और लोअर क्लास बाउंड्री प्लस अपर क्लास बाउंड्री डिवाइडेड बाय 2। जस्ट ओनली आप दो कैलकुलेट कर लें, मज़ीद आगे कैलकुलेट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि इनके बीच में जो डिफरेंस है वो h है, तो जस्ट डिफरेंस को ऐड करते जाएं। सो 129.5 प्लस 119.5 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 इक्वल्स टू 124.5। 139.5 प्लस 129.5 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 134.5। डिफरेंस इज 10। डिफरेंस आपको यहाँ से भी मालूम हो सकता है, यहाँ पे भी अगर आप देखें तो डिफरेंस 10 है, तो जस्ट एक भी कैलकुलेट कर लें तो एनफ है। उसके बाद आप जस्ट डिफरेंस को ऐड अप करते जाएं तो क्लास मार्क कैलकुलेट हो जाएगा। थर्ड इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़, मीडियन, क्वार्टाइल्स, डिसाइल्स, परसेंटाइल्स में हमें कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी की ज़रूरत होती है। सो कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी, सबसे पहली फ्रीक्वेंसी को यहाँ पे प्लेस करें और हर नेक्स्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी पिछली कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी में ऐड अप करते जाएं। सो 4 प्लस 17 21, 21 प्लस 28 49 एंड सो ऑन। और इसके करेक्ट होने का जो गारंटी है आपके पास वो ये है कि इसकी लास्ट कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी मस्ट बी इक्वल्स टू सम ऑफ एफ और एन। जब आप ये सब कर लें, यानी कि क्लास बाउंड्रीज, क्लास मार्क और कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी, उसके बाद जस्ट आपको फार्मूलाज याद होने चाहिए। मीन का फार्मूला है सम ऑफ एफ एक्स ओवर सम ऑफ एफ, तो एफ मल्टीप्लाई बाय एक्स, इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करते जाएं। मेथड इज़ वेरी सिंपल और इनका सम ले लें। सम विल बी 18002 and sum of f is 116. So just put up these values into the formula of median and median will be 155.189. उसके बाद सेकंड इम्पॉर्टेंट thing is to select the model class for mode. How can we select the model class for mode? मोड के लिए मॉडल क्लास सेलेक्ट करने का मेथड ये है कि जो आपकी कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा है, जैसे एज यू आर सीइंग हियर दैट 28 is the maximum frequency, so it will be your model class. Your all data for the calculation of mode is given this in this model class. L lower class boundary 139.5, FM maximum frequency 28, F1 17, F2 25, और H जो है difference of X values is 10. So just put these values into this formula and mode will be 147.35. सेमी इंटरक्वार्टाइल रेंज और क्वार्टाइल डेविएशन भी इसको बोलते हैं, ये बराबर है Q3 माइनस Q1 डिवाइड बाई 2 के। यहाँ पे दूसरी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो आपने याद रखनी है कि इन केस ऑफ मीडियन, क्वार्टाइल, डीसाइल, परसेंटाइल, जो आपका फार्मूला है L प्लस एच ओवर एफ 3n/4 माइनस सी, क्योंकि क्वार्टाइल डाटा को डिवाइड करता है 4 इक्वल पार्ट्स के अंदर, मीडियन चूंकि एवरेज है वो डिवाइड करते हैं डाटा को 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स के अंदर, इसी तरह डीसाइल डेका division of 10 equal parts, and percenta or percentile division of data into 100 equal parts. So quartile 3 is equals to L plus H over F multiplied by 3n/4 minus C, and quartile 1 will be L plus H over F 1n/4 minus C. तो यहाँ पे मॉडल क्लास सेलेक्ट करने के लिए आप कैलकुलेट करेंगे 3n/4 और क्वार्टाइल 1 के लिए n/4. So 3n/4, n is equals to sum of f. Sum of f is 116. So 3n/4 is 87. 87 यहाँ पे कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी में फॉल कर रहा है 92 में, और ये आपकी होगी मॉडल क्लास फॉर द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ क्वार्टाइल 3, और C जो है वो कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी की, जो मॉडल क्लास की कम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी है उससे एक ऊपर वाला. So L 159.5, H as you know 10, F 18, and 3n/4 is 87, and minus C will be 74. So quartile 3 will be 166.73. Selection for model class for quartile 1, simply calculate n/4, 116/4 equals to 29, falls in cumulative frequency of 49, so model class is 139.5. यहाँ पे ये fall कर रहा है model class, और L 139.5, H is 10, and F is 28, and n/4 is 29, and minus C will be 21. So quartile 1 will be 142.35. So just put up these values into the formula for semi interquartile range, and semi interquartile range will be 12.19. Now move to the question number 3, part A. From the following data, find index number of 2005 on the basis of 2003 by using Fisher's formula. Fisher's formula simply अगर आप लेस पेयर्स और पास्चर्स के फार्मूलों को मल्टीप्लाई करके अंडर रूट ले लें और मल्टीप्लाई बाय 100 करें तो बराबर है फिशर के फार्मूला के, और अगर आपके पास लेस पेयर्स और पास्चर्स के आंसर हैं तो उन दोनों आंसर्स को मल्टीप्लाई करके जस्ट अंडर रूट ले लें तो वो भी फिशर के बराबर है. सो हियर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल take the products into rows, and columns. In columns you must take the years or time period. पहला जो साल है उसकी प्राइस और क्वांटिटी दोनों बेस है, so price will be denoted as P0 and quantity will be denoted as Q0, and the current period or 2005 the price will be denoted as P1 and quantity will be denoted as Q1. So once you adjust this table, according to formula we just calculate these elements. Sum of P1 Q naught divided by sum of P naught Q naught multiplied by sum of P1 Q1 divided by sum of P naught Q1 under root multiply by 100. So we need these four calculations: P naught Q naught, P naught Q1, P1 Q1, P1 Q naught. Simply multiply all these four and take the sum of the results. Calculations are given here, so you can pause the video and see the calculations. 981, 1080, 1340, 1184. Just put up these value into these formulas and Fisher's ideal index will be 122.36. It means that with reference to the base period, 22.36% inflation is in 2005. Part B, that two cards are drawn at random from a pack of 52 cards. What is the probability that both are of same color, both are of different color? यहाँ पे ये probability का केस है. If draw is more than one, you should use the combination method to take the sample space. So sample space provides you the all possible outcomes. So uppercase N, there are 52 cards. Total number of cards will be uppercase N, and R is the draw. So you are drawing two cards, so 52C2. It is the combination method. You can calculate through ordinary calculator, and combination will be 1326. This combination tells you that there are 1326 possibilities to draw two cards in different combination with variations. So in all these 1326 combinations, possible combinations, we want to calculate that both are of same color. On the basis of colors, cards can be distributed into two different colors. Number one red and number two black. There are 26 red cards and 26 black cards. So here after calculation of sample space, now we will calculate the event. That event is both cards have same color, and you can denote any letter with the event except S, because S is reserved for sample space. So 26C2, it means that if this 26 represents red cards, it means that both drawn cards are red. So 325 multiplied by 1, it is the combination also. So 325 is the event, and probability is always event divided by sample space. So 0.2450 is the probability, or 24.50% probability that two cards drawn are of same color. Because there is equal number of red and black cards, so in both cases either cards are red or black, probability will be same. The next part is that both are of different color, which means that I draw two cards in which one card is red and one is black. So event will be 676 and probability will be 676 divided by 1326, and final probability will be 0.5098 or 50.98% probability that both cards are of different color. Now we move to the question number 4. Data of supply X and price Y is given below. First variable is X, second is Y. Calculate correlation coefficient and both regression coefficients. There are a lot of ways and lot of formulas to calculate correlation coefficient, and time to time in different papers I will use different formulas. Through those formulas you can excel your practice or your knowledge. So here first of all Always remember that in case of correlation coefficient and regression coefficients or regression equation, you need 5 calculations: x, y, xy, x square and y square. Y represents always the dependent variable and x is an independent variable. Here it is given, but where it is not given that what is x and what is y, you can simply use your own knowledge that either price depends on supply or supply depends on price. So it is on you, on your judgment, but here it is given, so we should follow what is given in the question, that supply is x and price is y. So y is dependent variable, it means that y depends on x. So first of all, through correlation coefficient, we will see that what is the relationship between these two variables, either positive, negative, perfectly negative, or zero, because correlation coefficient tells us about the relationship of two variables. So here we need these 5 calculations. So the result of these 5 calculations are given below: sum of x 785, sum of y 1145, sum of xy 99406, sum of x square 68701, and sum of y square 146675. So here we need some calculations which we finally put in the formula for correlation coefficient. One is mean of x, which is 87.23. Mean is very simple, formulas are given: sum of x over n, mean of x and mean of y, or average of y, sum of y over n, which is equals to 127.23. After this we need two more calculations, and these are standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. Standard deviation of x is equals to sum of x square over n minus mean square whole under root, and standard deviation of y, sum of y square over n minus mean of y square whole under root. So we just simply put these values into these formulas and calculate. So standard deviation of x is 4.9376, standard deviation of y is 10.4766. So finally we put these calculations into the formula of correlation coefficient, which is sum of x over n minus mean of x multiplied by mean of y divided by standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y. So after putting these values into this formula and finally after calculation, we find that correlation coefficient is -1. So it represents the perfectly negative correlation. It means that both variable moves in an perfectly opposite direction. If one variable increases, other variable decreases with equal proportion, or vice versa. And after that we will calculate both regression coefficients. Regression coefficient tells us about the strength of relationship of the variables beta x on y. There are two regression coefficients, one is called beta x on y and one is called beta y on x. Beta x on y tells us that in how much strength x variable depends on y variable, and beta y on x tells us that in how much strength y variable depends on x variable. So there are a lot of formulas for regression coefficients, but here we use correlation coefficient multiplied by standard deviation of x or standard deviation of y, and beta y on x is equals to correlation coefficient multiplied by standard deviation of y divided by standard deviation of x. So after putting the values into these formulas, results are given here. Here we used these formulas because we already have correlation coefficient and standard deviations. So why not we use these formulas to limit our calculations. Question number 5 is related to the sampling. So given that a population consists of 6 values 1, 5, 7, 11, 15, 7, how many samples of size n equals to 2 can be drawn without replacement from this population, and so and so. These are different requirements are given below. Just remember three things, that always in the question of sampling, first of all, we need that what is the population, as it is given here 1, 5, 7, 11, 15 and 7. Second thing, that what is the sample size is 2. And third important thing, that either it is the case of with replacement or without replacement. After that, when we get these three things, after that we distribute our solution in three different parts. First of all, we calculate the sample statistic. In second part, we calculate the population parameters. And in third part, we just verify the results through verification formulas. So it is the case of without replacement. So just look that how can we solve the without replacement case. So first of all, we will solve the sample statistic. So here population is 1, 5, 7, 11, 15, 7. Samples population size is 6, as you are seeing here, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sample size is mentioned in the question, that sample size is 2. Sample size 2 means that each sample must consist 2 values. So first important part, in without replacement case, all possible samples can be calculated through combination method. So NCN, or you can say NCR, uppercase N tells us the population size and lowercase n tells us the sample size. So 6C2 equals to 15. It means that there are 15 possible samples in this question. In without replacement case, how can we make all these samples 1, 5, 1, 7, 1, 11, 1, 15 and 117? These are given here. After that, just skip 1 and take second into consideration. Next digit is 5, so 5, 7, 5, 11, 5, 15, 5, 17. After that, 7, 11, 7, 15, 7, 17, 11, 15, 11, 17 and 15, 17. So all these samples are given here. After that, just take the sum of these samples, 5 plus 1, 6, 7 plus 1, 8 and so on, and take the means of each sample. Mean is simple, sum of x over n, so sum of x is 6 and n is 2 here because there are two values. So 6 divided by 2 equals to 3, 8 divided by 2 equals to 4, 12 by 2 equals to 6 and so on. After that, just make the frequency distribution of sampling distribution. So these are means. So least value is 3, after that 4, 6, after that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 16. So we write down each digit here once. So after that we just calculate the frequency of each digit. So 3 appeared here one time, so frequency is 1. 4 is also one time, so frequency is 1. 6 is here appeared 2 times, so frequency is 2. 8 2 times, 1 this one and 1 this one, so frequency is 2 and so on. And after that, formula for mean is sum of fx bar divided by sum of f, and we also need fx bar square for the calculation of variance. So it is just the product of x bar and f, and fx bar square is always equals to fx bar square multiplied by x bar, or you can take the square of x bar and just multiply with f. So there are two different methods to calculate fx bar square. Either you can take first square of x bar and then multiply with f, or you can directly just multiply fx bar with x bar. So these are two calculations. So some of these calculations are also given here. Now we just calculate mean and variance of sampling distribution. Mean is equals to sum of fx bar divided by sum of f. So 140 by 15 equals to 9.34, and formula for variance is sum of fx bar square. Here there is a little problem that okay. So mean is sum of fx bar over sum of f, which is equals to 9.34, and variance is equals to sum of fx bar square over sum of f minus mean square. So mean is 9.34, and just put up these values into this formula and variance will be 12.48. So there are two different calculations of sampling distribution. Mean is 9.34 and variance is 12.48. Now we move to the second part of the question, and that is related to the calculation of population parameters. So in population parameters, in the calculation of population parameters, we do not need to calculate the samples because we are just only concerning here with the population. So population is 1, 5, 7, 11, 15, 17. So sum of x is 56, and we need one more calculation, and that is x square. 1 square 1, 5 square 25, and so on, and sum of x square is 710. So we calculate here mean and variance of population. Mean is sum of x over n equals to 9.34, and variance is sum of x square over n minus mean square equals to 31.2. Always remember that while the calculation of population parameters, always use uppercase letters in the formulas, right? So these are two calculations of parameters. Now we move to the third part of the question, and that is about the verification, because as you are seeing here that mean of sample distribution and mean of population parameter, these both are same. So either it is the case of with replacement or without replacement, mean of sampling distribution is always equals to the mean of population parameter. But here you are seeing that mean variance of sampling distribution is 12.48, and variance of population parameter is 31.2. Here we need the formula for the verification, and the formula is, because it is the case of without replacement, in case of without replacement, sampling variance is always equals to the population variance over n multiplied by uppercase n minus lowercase n divided by uppercase n minus 1. Here uppercase n represents the population size and lowercase n represents the sample size. So population size is 6 and the sample size is 2. So just after putting the values into this formula, population variance is 31.2. So after applying this formula, this will be equals to this one. Now we move to the question number 6, part A. Solve the equation for x. 2x minus 10 over x plus 4 plus 3 equals to x minus 2 divided by x minus 3 plus 4. So first of all, take the LCM, and here the calculation is given. After that, after solving these two equations, just perform the cross multiplication of these two. 2x minus 10 plus 3x plus 12 multiplied by x minus 3, and x minus 2 plus 4x minus 12 multiplied by x plus 4. So after the cross multiplication and simplification of the equations, calculation is given here. You can pause the video and see the calculation, and x will be 2.63. Part B, that y minus 3 multiplied by y plus 2 equals to minus 4. Just simply multiply these two, and this will be equals to y square plus 2y minus 3y minus 6 equals to minus 4, and this will be finally equal to y square minus y minus 2 equals to 0. Here there are a lot of methods to calculate this. Either you can use factorization method, or you can use the quadratic method also. Here I used the factorization method. So after factorization, solution set will be minus 1 and 2. Question number 7 is related to that. If A is equals to 2 minus 3 5 k 4 6 2 0 8 matrix, and it is a singular matrix, then find k. Singular matrix means that determinant of this matrix is equals to 0. So if determinant of this matrix is equals to 0, then we just assume that determinant of this matrix is equals to 0. And now first of all we will take the determinant. First of all, take 2 and just skip the row and column in which 2 is. So first row and first column will be skipped, and remaining values 4 6 0 8. So take the determinant of 4 6 0 8. Method is very simple, just cross multiply and subtract this. But remember one thing, that always start from the first element. 4 multiplied by 8 minus 6 multiplied by 0, which is equals to 32 minus 0. After that, take the second value minus 3, minus, put the minus sign after first step, and then take the second element, and that is minus 3, and just skip the row and column in which minus 3 is. Second column and first row, and remaining items will be k, 6, 2 and 8. Take the determinant of these, which is equals to 8k minus 6 multiplied by 2 12. Now place the plus sign and take the third element, which is 5, and skip the column and row in which 5 is. So remaining items will be k4 2 0. So k multiplied by 0 will be 0, and 4 multiplied by 2 will be 8. So 0 minus 8. After that, just solve this. It will produce 64 plus 24k minus 36 minus 40 equals to 0, and 24k minus 12 will be equals to 0, and finally k will be equals to 12 by 24, which is equals to 0.5. B part is that if A matrix is this one and B matrix is this one, then find AB and also find 2A minus 3B. Method of multiplication is very simple, that first row multiply by first column, first row multiply by second column, first row multiply by third column, and these are given here. Always use the plus signs between this. So 1 multiplied by minus 2, 1 multiplied by minus 2 plus 3 multiplied by 0, 3 multiplied by 0 plus 2 multiplied by minus 1. So in this way you can calculate all these. After that, after the calculation of first row, then just repeat the process but with second row. Second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column. Calculation is given here as you are seeing. After that, just take third row, first column, third row, second column, and third row, third column. Calculation is given here. And after solving these, I just tell you about the one calculation, and rest of the calculation you solve by yourself. After seeing this, that 1 multiplied by minus 2 is equals to minus 2, plus 3 multiplied by 0 equals to 0, plus minus 1 multiplied by 2, plus minus will be minus, so 2 multiplied by 1 minus 2. In this way you can solve all these, and finally after summing all this, AB will be equals to minus 4, 22, minus 7, minus 7, 24, 5, 4, minus 14, 59 and 3. After that, we want to calculate 2A minus 3B. So A, just first of all multiply by 2 with matrix A, and after that multiply 3 with matrix B, and then subtract the results. 2A is very simple, that just multiply each element of A with 2. So 2 multiplied by 1, 2 multiplied by 1 equals to 2, 3 multiplied by 2 equals to 6, 2 multiplied by 2 equals to 4, and similarly 3 multiplied by 2 6, 2 multiplied by 2 4, 1 multiplied by 2 2, and so on. After that, in the same way we just multiply 3 with the matrix B, and the result is given. And after that we just subtract these two, first element of first matrix minus first element of second matrix. 2 minus minus 6, it will become 2 plus 6. 6 minus 15, it will become 6 minus 15 minus 9. 4 minus 12, 4 minus 12 will be equals to minus 8, and so on. Now we move to the question number 8, part A. Find the sum of all odd integers from 7 to 9291 inclusive. Inclusive means that 7 to 91 and 7 is also included. So it is the question of arithmetic progression, and in this question we use the formula. First of all, an equals to a plus multiplied by n minus 1 multiplied by d. So a is the least value, which is 7. An is the maximum value, which is 7291. D is the difference. Difference, as you are seeing here, that there is the difference of 2. And n, we just want to calculate n. So just put up these values into this formula, and after the calculation n will be 3643. And after that, we just want to, it is missing here that we also want the sum of all odd integers. So if we want to calculate the sum of all odd integers, it is equals to n by 2 multiplied by a1 plus an, in which a1 or alpha 1 is the least value, alpha n is the maximum value, and n is also calculated here 3643, and we just divide by n divide by 2. So after putting the values into this formula, the sum of all integers will be 132,93307. And there are alternative methods are also given here, so you may consult according to your wish, but we also calculated here. Now we move to the part B. A house worth rupees 160,000 20 years ago has increased in value by 10% each year because of inflation. What is its worth today? Simply we can use here the future value formula of compound interest. So future value of compound interest is equals to P multiplied by 1 plus I raised to power n. We want to calculate the future value. P is the present value. 20 years before, the present value was 160,000. 160,000 multiplied by 1 plus I. I represents interest rate. So interest rate is 10%. We always write down here in fraction, so 0.10, and raised to power n. N is the time period, so time period is 20. After solving it, future value will be 1076400. Question number 9, part A, that a machine in shoe factory purchased for rupees 8500. After 8 years useful life, its scrap value will be rupees 3000. Find the depreciation rate. Depreciation rate, there are a lot of formulas to calculate this, but here one formula is Sn equals to P multiplied by 1 minus R raised to power n, where Sn is the scrap value, P is the original cost, R is the percentage rate of depreciation, and n is time period. So scrap value is 3000 mentioned in the question. Cost 8500, so P will be 8500. Time period is 8 years, so n is 8 years, and interest rate is missing. So just put up these values into this formula and solve it. So it will be finally 1 minus R raised to power 8 equals to 0.35294. If we want to eliminate this power, because without elimination of this power it cannot be calculated, so if we want to eliminate this power, it just goes to the opposite side of the equation in the form of power which is divisible by 1. So 1 minus R equals to 0.35294 raised to power 1 by 8, and result is minus R equals to 0.8779 minus 1. So minus will be eliminated from both sides of the equation, and finally rate of depreciation will be 12.121. B part, that a house is rented for rupees 9000 per month with each month's rent payable in advance if the interest rate is 12% compounded monthly and the rent is deposited in an account. What will be the amount of rent for 2 years? Always keep this in your mind that in all questions those are related to the multiple payments or multiple receipts, we always use the annuity method. So first important step is to understand either we use the compound interest method or annuity method. So first thing is clear that it is the case of multiple payments, because 9000 per month, each month's rent payable in advance, so it is the case of multiple payments. So this payment will be denoted as R. Second important thing, when you decide it that it is the case of an annuity, second important thing, that either payment is paid or receipt is received in the start of the period or at the end of the period. So it is mentioned here that it is payable in advance, so it is in the start of the period, so it is the case of annuity due, not an ordinary annuity. So it is the case of annuity due. So after deciding this, just write down first of all the data, that R is 9000, interest rate is 12% compounded monthly, so 12% is yearly or per annum interest rate. After the conversion of monthly, it will be 1%, 12 divided by 12, because there are 12 months in 1 year. So interest rate will be 0.01. And what is the time period? 2 years. So 2 years, in 1 year there are 12 months, so 2 multiplied by 12 will be 24, and we want to calculate the future value. So formula for future value of annuity due: r multiplied by 1 plus I raised to power n minus 1 divided by I multiplied by 1 plus I. If it was the case of ordinary annuity rather than annuity due, we just eliminate this 1 plus I and we use the rest of the formula. So it is the case of annuity due, so we just multiply 1 with 1 plus I. So after putting the values into this formula, future value will be 245,188.206. So it was the end of the video. So soon I will come with other papers of business mathematics and statistics for BCOM 1 for both universities, either Punjab University and University of Sargodha. So thank you very much for taking your precious time. I will meet you soon with the next papers. Thank you.